CEO Maithripala Sirisena has excited to dilute parliament among a policy meltdown. Next, his try to substitute Sri Lanka's main secretary. The formal notice, that took impact at stroke of midnight on Friday, 17:30 GMT, would flop a general poll on January 5. Yet, it could be disputed in the high trial. The dismissed main secretary's side says the CEO does not include the force to get such a activity. Recent monthly, CEO Sirisena mentioned ex-athlete lead Mahinda Rajapaksa as the new main secretary following sackcloth main secretary Ranil Wickremesinghe and his office and suspensive parliament. But Mr. Wickremesinghe has rejected to keep, proverb his sackcloth was illegal. An MP of Mr. Wickremesinghe's joint domestic side, UNP, told the go to dilute parliament was illicit and told he believed it would be discarded. The UNP meantime would choose a parliament voice to a domestic poll at the period, our reporter says. Mr. Sirisena, the CEO, and Mr. Wickremesinghe, the dismissed main secretary, united forces in the 2015 poll to destruction the later length-time CEO, Mr. Rajapaksa. But their restless coalition has withbroken, and Mr. Sirisena announced he was sackcloth the PM and substitute him in Mr. Rajapaksa. The couple had, according to reports, clashed in office newly above by the government plans to rent a seaport to India. The sackcloth leftward the nation in two human beings pretending to run by the government. The overthrown PM has rejected to keep his accommodation, shrine trees, disputing how the CEO's go is unconstitutional and inviting for Parliament to be called rapidly so a voice can get location. Meantime, Mr. Rajapaksa has sworn in a new office and has as well undertaken the position of Financial Secretary. 4 persons MPs verified in Mr. Wickremesinghe were taking into account government portfolios in a bid to win their supporting in Parliament. The meltdown led to abuse recent monthly, while the bodyguard of the dismissed oil secretary fired at a mob of protesters external his office space. Provincial rivals are observer events close. China has congratulated Mr. Rajapaksa. Time India, the EU and US include named for the basic law to be respectable. Mahinda Rajapaksa is a famous but contentious drawing. As CEO, he ended the many decades-long civilian war in 2009, but florid critique for the tool by that he reached when, thousands of Tamil civilian population are mined to include been annihilated by the government forces in the definitive months of the fight. The war has ever rejected but it has remained a bitter controversial question and been the object of intensive study. Lot in Sri Lanka are now concerned on the destiny of corrupt practices cases targeting members of the Rajapaksa household, in investigations in the murders of journalists and other by Mahinda Rajapaksa's 2005 to 2015 chairmanship, correspondents tell.